Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing going. We're starting late, so we've met the first rule of comedy is always start late. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Tim White. I am an ASAP staff member. I am located in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'm going to be walking you through this Comedy Boot Camp graduation show this evening.
Oh, there's Mom.
I've said it several times, but I want to go ahead and say it again. Please feel free to turn your video on so we can see your laughter and see your smiling faces. Please feel free to leave your audio on unless you're in a loud environment. In that case, go ahead and mute yourself. But otherwise, we want to hear you laugh during this thing. So we love the feedback. Thanks again for coming. It is always a joy and a pleasure to get together with this group, either virtually or in person. I want to say thank you to our instructors for this class. I want to say thanks to Chrissy Peterson, Caroline Walsh, and Brendan J. Thank y'all so much for the work you've done and the effort that you've put into making this happen. I want to say thanks to our DC staff members. If you're not aware of ASAP, the Armed Services Arts Partnership, we're mostly based out of AC or out of DC. And that's because that's where the money is. We are a nonprofit. We are a 501(c)(3). We got to raise money to do these sort of things. And once again, that's where most of it is. So that's where most of our staff members hang out, and they do a ton of work in the background in order to get folks in the class and all of the work that's been done for ASAP to expand. We try to connect veterans, family members, active duty service members, and veterans caregivers to the art programs in order to reduce PTSD, suicide ideation, depression, things of that nature. And we are working to develop community and build the community and build that rapport between service members. And you're going to see some more about that in the video here in just a minute. This program would not be possible with a lot of the folks you see on the screen. They are alumni, they've taken other programs, they are instructors, they are mentors, and they stay active in the program. So I want to encourage everyone, if you are eligible to join us for future programs, future courses, future workshops, and I want to encourage you to also go and check out our website, www.asapasap.org. We are currently running what's known as our What's Next campaign, and this is where we are working to raise money to put in more programs like this, to hold more classes, more workshops. And we are also asking what is next for ASAP as an organization. How can we reach more people? How can we make a bigger impact in the community? And that's why we have recently expanded to Indiana and San Diego. Okay, I think that's enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and play a quick video, and then I'm going to hand it off to our MC for the evening. So give me just a second to click some magic buttons on the screen here.
Have you ever wondered what happens next? I mean, we've all seen the videos, and they remind us what it means to come home. But what if we took a second to think about what happens when the camera stops rolling? To think about what's next for these men and women. At the Armed Services Arts Partnership, or ASAP, that's something we think about a lot. Every year, 250,000 people come home from military service. That's 685 homecomings every day. And many of these homecomings don't have a big celebration. A lot of men and women come home quietly and with a lot of uncertainty in life. The military often gives people a second family, and part of the challenge in coming home is losing those common bonds. At ASAP, we challenge this isolation. We envision a future where there are communities across the country for veterans and their families to find belonging, laugh until their sides hurt, and maybe even figure out what's next in their lives. let me tell you how we plan to get there. We teach art. We bring in expert instructors to teach our students how to get up on stage and put their whole self out there, to teach them to take the world and themselves a bit less seriously, to teach the power of boldly telling their story, whether with jokes or a sketch. And we have a saying here at ASAP: if it's funny, laugh. And if it's not funny, laugh. We believe encouragement is a lost art. And if you bring people with common experiences into the same room, remarkable things happen. And our research is clear. People who take ASAP classes become more resilient, have a renewed sense of purpose, and are more confident in who they are. And this doesn't end when the class is over. So this year, we're doing something big. We want to reach more veterans than ever before, and to do that, we need your help. Join us to welcome these men and women home in a whole new way. This is ASAP.
So far, there's 55 participants. Wow.
And Chrissy said it earlier, that thing gives goosebumps just about every time, and I've probably seen it 100 times. So thanks for your attention during that. Speaking of Chrissy, I want to go ahead and hand this show off so we can get some jokes going. Your MC tonight, I think she went through Comedy Bootcamp in 2018, something like that. She is or was, I guess she's still a Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine, right? That's the saying. And she knows 47 different languages. So big round of applause to your MC for the night, Chrissy Peterson. Chrissy, over to you.
Thanks so much, Tim. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited for you all to hear our students tonight. Like Tim mentioned, I was a student myself in 2018, and then I was a TIT, which you will come to learn as a teacher in training, of course. What else were you thinking? You sick? And then I was an instructor, and it's one of my favorite things. And yes, it's about the community, and it's about the fun and the people and the family we build.
Move her camera up higher.
Even more importantly, one of my favorite things about being a teacher is I'm curious how many can relate to this. So can you guys shout out if you were in the military yourself, just like quick? Okay. So I was enlisted. I joined at the ripe age of 17, which I'll tell you a little bit about later. But I was enlisted for about 5 years. And one of my favorite things about teaching ASAP classes is if you ever served in the military, even for just a summer, even if you were just in ROTC for like 10 seconds, you know how stuck up people can be and so tight and so stressed all the time, right? And stuffy, especially the dynamic between officers and enlisted, right? So one of my favorite things about teaching is here I am, a ripe E4 getting out of the Marine Corps, learning comedy and then teaching comedy. And I get the most amazing students coming into my class, many of them former officers, many of them recently retired. And I get to sit them down and say, sir, tell me your most embarrassing poop, sex, and parenting stories, and let's make some jokes. It's by far one of my favorite things. And I'm just so happy to share my students with you guys tonight. I know they're my students, but they're your friends and family. And so this is going to be a blast. So as I mentioned, yes, I joined the Marine Corps at the ripe age of 17. Because you all know the phrase, right? There's no better place to blossom into womanhood than in the world's largest, grossest, most violent fraternity. It's Marine Corps, RA? Yeah, sorry, for those of you that don't know, RA is short for URA, which is short for God knows what, because Marines prefer to speak in grunts and phrases rather than form full thoughts and sentences. No, I mean, I love the Marine Corps. Some of my favorite things came from the Marine Corps, but I gotta say, it definitely ruined me in a couple of ways. And I'll give you a few examples. So first off, language and communication, right? I mentioned that we just grunt, sometimes bark at each other. But my job in particular, I was an Arabic translator for about 5 years. And so that sounds really cool, and it is cool. But coming from my branch of the military lends itself to some particular disadvantages that you might not realize. You see, English isn't my first language. Ever since I graduated boot camp, my native tongue is actually dick jokes. So in order to translate, I had to go from dick jokes to English to Arabic just to get anything done. And let me say, that is a challenge that no soldier, sailor, airman, or seaman has to overcome. No, I mean, another thing it ruined for me was big surprise to a lot of the ladies out there. It ruined men for me. Because guess what? They're disgusting. I'll give you one example of 3,426 that I have. When I was in Marine combat training, which is right after boot camp, and it's the first time you're mixed in because we used to separate men and women during boot camp. We're the only branch that does it. And when I was in combat training, I once had an instructor who explained just how long we had to use the restroom by yelling, "Listen up, Marines! You've got a heartbeat and a dick swing." And it wasn't until I saw the 80-something dudes from my platoon run to one singular porta potty and not line up, but jam in as many men at one time, that I realized apparently a dick swing is not that long. I know, and the surprise does not end there, because then the Marines got mad at the 6 women that waited one by one to go to our singular porta potty, because they didn't understand that we also couldn't rack and stack. And at this point, I was a little confused, but don't worry, don't worry. We had some crayons left over from dessert. And I was sure to draw a little diagram for them. No, the other thing I think, the final way that the military, I would say, ruined me was one of the best things that happened, but in one of the worst ways, if you know what I mean. I found my husband in the military, but if anybody's served in the military and been with somebody in the military, you know it tends to suck the romance right out of things. My husband and I were together for about 5 years while we were both in the military, just dating, right? So we lasted through multiple deployments, 3 deployments, 5 years long distance, multiple countries, thousands of time zones and gadgets and Zoom and Bluetooth. And it wasn't until I got out of the military that he popped the question. So at first, I thought this was romantic. I thought he was trying to prove a point, buck the system. Like, we're not just another military couple. I don't know. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, sir, this man dated me for 5 years. And then the moment I didn't have health insurance, that's when he popped the question. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, guys. It sucks the romance right out of things. No, in all honesty, I am grateful to be off the market, because dating, big surprise, is exhausting. There was about a 6-month period there where I was single, swiping, and going out when I was in the Marine Corps, and I lived with about 5 Marines who used to come with me. And I originally thought they were going to kind of be like wingmen. We would show up to the bars, you know, and I would start talking to a guy, or a guy would start talking to me. And all of a sudden, the boys would come on either side of us. And I felt so good about it. I was like, oh, look, they're being protective. They want to get to know him. They want to make sure that I'm safe. And they would chat him up just long enough to make him uncomfortable until the guy would offer to buy a round for all my buddies. And just like that, they were gone. Yeah. Turns out, ladies and gentlemen, apparently my dowry for one night is 1 beer shy of a 6-pack. Yeah, so I'm grateful to be off the market. And although I love the Marine Corps, I'm also grateful to be out now. I'm now a US diplomat. I joined the Foreign Service like 10 seconds ago. The way they do it is they toss your name in a hat and they decide where you're going to go. And I went so far. I am now posted in Tijuana, Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, right across the border. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I've gone from being a young, dumb Marine at the bars to bailing them out of jail just south of the border. So anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of anything being possible, I'm really excited to introduce our next comic. This young comedian is a hilarious guy. He's expecting a baby in December. We're so excited. So I told him there's no reason for him to be nervous tonight because he's got a lot of other things bigger, scarier, moving forward, and more exciting. He is a Navy officer. He is an awesome guy, very funny. I'm so excited for you guys here. Please welcome to the stage, Michael Kickbush.
Oh, hi. Good evening, everyone. Yes, as you heard, I am Michael Kickbush. Just tonight, though, I'm currently active duty in the Navy, going on 7 years. Yes, and they tell me it's because I was not smart enough for the Air Force. Got to be a lot brighter than that to deploy from your cubicle. Maybe I could have gone Space Force, but I don't know what they would do with me now. I don't even know what to do with themselves. Like, how do you even start to compete with billionaire dick rockets flying around? Like, do you make bigger dick rockets? Transferring between services is hard enough already. I mean, just to start, the Navy makes you return your entire Village People wardrobe. It's a little known fact, but a full performance of In the Navy has been the morning muster standard for years. Recruiting is always easier when pop culture is involved. I mean, I used to think that the entire Navy was just one big Top Gun and NCIS cosplay. But my recruiter may have failed to mention all those janitorial and administrative staff in those productions. Yeah, CBS, please call me. Being deployed around the world is hard work. Going to sea is not a Carnival cruise. Sometimes we have to drive the boat, shoot really big guns, and pull into tropical destinations all over the world. Actually, yeah, way better than what you could buy at Carnival. So. Please keep paying your taxes. My current position is actually being a student I asked the Navy if I could, study accounting, see if I could take those $200 billion just a little bit further. They said that sounded great and promptly sent me off to study. Electrical engineering. Yes, that's right. Because we always need a guy to design next year's charger that doesn't work with anything you currently own. So I'm getting my degree, and my sailors needed some new uniforms for some training exercises. No problem. I said plenty of vendors we can buy from for those. And after 4 rounds of bidding, 3 contract negotiations, and 1 drunken fist fight, I was able to secure the extremely reasonable price of $750 per t-shirt. That's okay. What do we need accountants for anyway? Shutting down WikiLeaks was just about hiding the stranglehold Gucci has on the military market there. So. As Chrissy said, my wife is 8 months pregnant, which is very exciting for us. We're about to be first-time parents, and the only thing that I can say up to this point is humans should have become extinct a long time ago. The next hardest thing to being pregnant is probably living with that pregnant person. The real dilemma boils down to this. How do you convince someone to go through 9 months of discomfort, pain, and worry just so you can get 18 more years of discomfort, pain, and worrying? Luckily, this problem has already been solved generation after generation. So you don't tell your kids any of that shit. That gets taken to every parent's grave. Picking a name has been one of the most exciting parts. You get to test out the name and see what everyone thinks. Just make sure you don't tell anyone that you actually care about. I'll leave you with this example. We really love the name Olivia. Olivia, that is going to be our baby girl. My mom also loved Olivia. Oh, I have a cousin named Olivia, she would tell me. I was like, that's weird. I've never heard of her. Well, sweetie, she's wanted in 2 states for arson of an outhouse, assaulting a DMV official, and bribing a judge with unlimited breadsticks at Olive Garden. I'm like, oh. So we used to love the name Olivia. Now we're definitely stuck on Melania. Absolutely nothing contentious about that one. Thank you all so much for your attention and your laughs. I'm going to
Awesome. You guys give it up again for Michael.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have an awesome Navy veteran. She will tell you more about her service. It is so exciting to hear. Please give up the stage to Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Well, it's hard being a military spouse. Just ask my husband. I'm the Navy veteran. He's the dependent. They used to call women in the Navy waves. So yeah, I was a wave. Do you know what sailors do to waves in the Navy?
Right.
Dip their feet in them? No. They ride them. Yes, I was vetted by my fellow sailors. They say I was the topic of the scuttlebutt on the smoker's deck. whatever that was. But I'm a survivor. Last year, I had left tonsil cancer caused by HPV. That's not really funny, but go ahead. Yes, I sucked that salty lollipop to get my cancer. At least I wasn't sleeping with the enemy. Can you tell I'm proud of my military service?
Yeah.
All right. My family's very diverse. My kids are bi-racial. My husband's African American. My dog is black, and I'm just American. Although I claim to be black by injection.
Oh my.
I'm proud to be my brown boy's mom. So we just passed Halloween, and I always try to come up with creative interracial, biracial costumes. Not like I'm salt and he's pepper, or I'm milk and he's chocolate milk. No, last year I got real creative. My husband was black male, and I was just male. It worked. So, trying to be the cool mom, and my son and the brothers were watching a basketball game on the TV, and because we have those still in my house. During the commercial break, I throw on my do-rag, I grab my 12th White Claw, and I head into the living room, and I say out loud, "What up, my ninjas?" My son looks at me, grabs me by the arm, escorts me out of the room, and whispers in my ear, "Not okay, Mom. You're not black. I'm black." I got it. Oh gosh. So last year I started boogie boarding, and every day the sun is shining and it's at least 70 degrees, I'm out there.
Yep.
And for those of you that don't know, I do live in San Diego, so that's pretty much every day. My friends call me shark bait. So we were boogie boarding at Gator Beach, and my husband texts me, and I sent him a text, sorry, and I said, "I'm riding a wave with a sea lion." And then I saw a tiger shark, and immediately my Apple Watch rings and my husband yells, "Get out of the water!" He thought for sure it was a killer shark, but I meant a leopard shark. They're not. So I'm at the dentist, and he feels a lump in my throat. And I'm like, "Is it breast cancer?" No, he thinks it's HPV. Next thing you know, the bottom drops out of the chair, my feet fly up in stirrups, and in walks the gynecologist with all his tools. What? So the other day I got a text, and I thought I'd share it with my boys. I was super excited. I text them and I said, "Target's sending me a PS5 for my loyalty." The joke's on them. I never shop at Target. My son in San Francisco quickly texts me back. I never hear from him that quickly usually. He says, "It's a scam." He's not protective. I text him back, "Got him." With a laughing hysterical emoji, since I'm new. Oh. early Monday morning, I get a text from my other son. Mom, how do you cure a hangover? I said, what did you drink? He says, tequila. Tequila. Can't even say it. I said, oh, tequila? It's right there, son. What do you expect? I said, he goes, I'll never drink again. I said, oh, you'll forget how this feels. That's how you got here. Thanks so much for your time.
I told you she was funny. Next up, we have another Navy person. Not quite a wave, but still awesome. He is our TIT, or teacher in training for this class. Guys, please welcome to the stage. He's an awesome comedian. He has a few shows that he produces here in San Diego. You should look him up on Instagram if you want to see him in person, because he's very funny. Please welcome to the stage, Brendan J.
Thank you, Chrissy, for that introduction. I almost started unbuttoning my shirt when she called me a tit. I felt like I had to prove myself. But yeah, a lot of sailors coming out. I'm a sailor myself, 12 years now, still active duty. And people think you have war stories, but as you already heard, we have sea stories. They're way cuter and more fabulous. Yeah, no, you were like, tell me a story. And I'm like, well, we pulled into port in Asia once, and all the Asian girls thought I was the American actor, Jake Gyllenhaal. So that's how the story goes. I thought I was going to have the best port call of my life, best weekend of my life, getting all this female attention. They think I'm Jake Gyllenhaal, but it didn't go that well because at that time, Jake Gyllenhaal, he was in Brokeback Mountain. So yeah, it's a pretty Navy story, you know. But yeah, people thank me for my service. I really respect it, but you know, sometimes I gotta be honest. It's like, yo, I joined for the TSA pre-check. And now I'm doing this, you know, trying to promote my stuff on Instagram, like Chrissy said, but the hashtags confuse me. I don't get the hashtags. They're all acronyms. I'm in the military, I deal with acronyms all the time. Most popular hashtag last year, hashtag IYK. YK. I was like, eek, geek. What is that? A Russian goalie in the Olympics. I didn't know what it was. I was like, if you know, you know. I'm like, I didn't know that. If you know, you know. It's like, sounds like something Matthew McConaughey would say in a car commercial. You know? He's behind the wheel like hashtag IYK. Because if y'all know, y'all know. Mm-hmm. And I know that you know that I know that you that I know y'all ain't where y'all need to be. That's why you need a Lincoln SUV. 0% financing for 12 months. See your local Lincoln dealership today. And in the words of the notorious B.I.G., if you don't know, now you know. Never mind, I don't know.
This guy that's talking right now is really funny.
Yeah. So 2020, people they complain about the year a lot. I actually got engaged last year. So
yeah,
started out great. Thank you. And then you know, I got something called a fiance. That's a French word. Fiancé in French. In English, fiancé is financial responsibility. Really ready for that. Before we got engaged, she had like two personalities. On the one hand, she was like my partner on the journey with me, my best friend. On the other hand, all she wanted was that ring. She's like, give me that ring. I want that ring. Where's my ring? She was like Smeagol and Gollum from Lord of the Rings. You know, I come home, she's like, "Oh, master, we love Zeus. We do. But where's my precious?" No, he's gonna give it to you. Some other bitch is going to steal it from you. It's on your knee. Gives me my. Oh, yeah, so we got engaged. And so it went down. And then it became about money. She's like, "Oh my God, you're never getting promoted again," which is true. She's like, "You're gonna have to get out of the military. You're gonna have to get a job. What are you gonna do for money?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be a stand-up comedian." So yeah, I'm single again, guys. Single again. Cheers. I actually got dumped in the middle of the pandemic, and the best part about getting dumped when all the bars are closed is that I got to go to all the grocery stores to meet a new girlfriend. It was great. I really got to shop around, you know, shopped around, and I hate to admit it because, you know, but Whole Foods has the best selection. The girls that shop there, oh my God, they're gorgeous, but they're a little pricey, you know? And, I know, very particular too. And this one beautiful girl told me, "Look, if we're gonna date, everything that goes in this body, it's gotta be vegan, it's gotta be organic, it's gotta be biodegradable." Whole Foods even sells 100% biodegradable latex condoms. Yeah. So I had to spend $100 on a 3-pack. 100% biodegradable condoms. Yeah. But on the bright side, I'm going to be a father. So. Not just Michael. It's not just Michael. And guys, it's a joke. I'm Catholic. I don't wear condoms. I would never do that. Yeah. I go in honesty on the dates, though. In your 30s, in my 30s, girls give you honesty right back, though. You got to be ready for it. I'm not really ready for it. They ask me what I like, and I tell them, I love football. I'm like, "Oh, you like football?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like football." And they're like, "Well, yeah, you don't play football, do you?" No. Like, I can tell by looking at you. What you really mean when you say you like football is you like watching football. Isn't that what you mean? You like watching football all weekend long, gambling on the games, ignoring the woman in your life. Is that what you really mean when you say you like football? Yeah. She knew exactly why I like football. She was pretty good. I knew exactly why she was divorced. So, yeah. Yeah. Last thing about quarantine, I actually got into board games during quarantine. I haven't played in 20 years, and I suck. I'm terrible at board games, and I never won a game of Monopoly. My friends never let me be the banker. They never landed on luxury tax. I started turning into a socialist as I played Monopoly, you know, started talking like Bernie Sanders. I'm like, "Why are we only collecting $200 for passing go? Oh, is $200 the minimum wage in Monopoly? The minimum wage must be raised to $500 if you have to compete against billionaires building hotels on the boardwalk and Park Place." It's a tremendous hotels, fantastic hotels, great little red plastic hotels, Bernie. Let me tell you. Yeah. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. But before I do, I'll tell you one true story. I joined the military from because of my grandfather. He was my hero. He joined the Marines the day after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and he saw all kinds of combat. He fought for 4 years against the Japanese. Got a Bronze Star. Was at the Battle of Iwo Jima. I saw kamikaze pilots, lost friends to Japanese. They were crazy stories of fighting against the Japanese. And then he passed away at 97 a few years ago. Wasn't around. And I called my mom. I said, "Hey, Mom, how you holding up without Pop?" And all she told me was, well, we finally bought our first Toyota. So, all right, a little history joke for you guys. Thank you very much. I'm Brendan Day.
Guys, give it up for Brendan. He is ready to mingle, in case you didn't know. Who wouldn't want to be in another one of his jokes? Next up, we have our beloved other instructor, my co-instructor, my partner in crime. She is a former Coastie, a former FBI agent, and now a budding author. She just released a book. Please welcome to the stage your host for the rest of the evening, your next comic, Caroline Walsh.
First of all, it's been a blast teaching this class, so thank you all for coming to this show. FBI agent, I know about that.
CIA. Oops.
Either way, I can share with you that I had 5 pre-rolled joints delivered to my door today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that says about my life, but 19-year-old me thinks I have made it. Like, wait, hold on. First of all, delivery. You mean I don't have to stay over in some guy's dorm pretending to like South Park to get an 8? Yeah, like, nice. I was like, second of all, pre-rolled. Like, girl, I didn't know we were gonna be so bougie. But yeah, I was in the Coast Guard for a few years, and of all the choices, why would I join the Coast Guard? Well, I was 22, blonde, and fit, and in most military services, that's guaranteed sexual harassment. Why not join the one with the ocean breeze? Yeah, so that was great. The VA did have me go see a therapist, and the therapist asked me if I thought I should go on antidepressants. And I told her, no, I just need more people to be on depressants. Like, you guys are up at like it's a sunny day in San Diego ecstasy level, and I'm down here reliving I'm deployed, nobody's gonna be there when I get back, and kids that never say don't have access to clean water. The therapist also told me I had a flat affect, and I was like, are you sure? Like, I do squats at the gym every night. It's like, no, Caroline, a flat affect is when your emotions exist, but you don't express them. Like, okay, sorry. There was nowhere on the intake paperwork to put that I was 100% Irish. So can I go now? But the therapist like failed to understand that Irish people process their emotions by internalizing them until they're expressed as practical actions. Like when my great uncle walked in on his wife in bed with another man, he paused, took a breath, and then shot them both. Yeah. So I got moved from individual therapy to group therapy. Good though, because I learned how to transfer the hate for myself onto everybody else. Really good cognitive skill. Yeah, the group started talking about like families and kids and all of that, and they asked me like, oh, Caroline, like, do you want kids? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I always put myself in that category of women who didn't want kids. Oprah Winfrey, Jennifer Aniston, Casey Anthony. Oh, like I know women are sexualized a lot in the military. So I was surprised when my neighbor the other day like commented on my body. Like, buddy, if I wanted that kind of attention, I wear yoga pants to the commissary. Maybe like a crop top to my next VA appointment. Because it's really hard to shame a guy for staring at your butt when his wheelchair puts it at eye level and he's like this time's okay, just because you're wearing that hat. I don't like that kind of attention. My friend does though. She got a boob job and gave me all her old bathing suit tops. Like really good about it until I just didn't. But yeah, I don't know if you remember the 90s when like every kid got a trophy, like for everything, like win, get a trophy, lose, get a trophy. Like your mom forgot to drop you off at the game. Here's a trophy. And I feel like we're living with like the repercussions of that era, because now half of us are overconfident assholes. The other half of us are like, wait a minute, am I actually good at anything? People just telling me I'm good at things so that they stick around. My previous boyfriend was Peruvian, and he thought that we should move to Peru because of how divided it's become in the United States. Like America, that's where we're at. Somebody in like a known narco state is telling us that they are very worried about our well-being. I don't know, like maybe I should try living at the other end of the cocaine supply chain. But no, I'm not going to leave the US. Like, I can't live without Whole Foods. And it's way too much paperwork to transfer my VA benefits overseas. That's right. Uncle Sam does give me a little cash every month for my mild PTSD, which I am pretty sure is a Coast Guard specific diagnosis. I will leave you with my number one leadership lesson. So no matter how much time you spent in the military, you always get these little leadership lessons throughout. And my number one leadership lesson I learned is that some men have a fetish for women in power. And I know this because when I was enlisted, I was always fucking up. When I commissioned, became an officer, it suddenly became way easier to fuck down. Well, we have a few more of our students coming up. So I would like to welcome to the stage up next, we have Navy veteran Dan. Let's give it up for Dan.
Yeah.
Hello. Like most people, I sometimes wonder how I got here. I've been sober over 22 years, and somehow I've grown a plump beer gut. Just not fair. Peter knows I look so much like Buddha. I should just paint myself gold, sit outside a temple with a bowl, and wait until cha-ching, daddy goes. Picking a diet is like surviving a war zone. One misstep and I'll blow up so much I'll have to wear tents. Honestly, I want to diet, but there's so many options. Keto, Atkins, Mayo Clinic, South Beach, DASH, Mediterranean, Paleo, Slim Fast, Grapefruit, Neanderthal. Uh-oh, I accidentally summoned the gluttonous nutrition demon, smorgasbord. And the food bank is not much help. They gave me so much starch, I could feel my blood sugar rise before the first bite. It's not quite as Everest, but I've peaked Kilimanjaro. Yeah, weight loss is such an adventure. Welcome to Diet Numb. Because I'm a diabetic with astronomical blood sugar, I sometimes have chaotic nightmares. I dream that I'm in drag, but I'm such an adorable whale. Chubby chasers are tailgating my luscious must evade this pursuit before they capture me. Salvation! Here comes a whole herd of hippo-hipped honeys who have just a Jenny Craig convention. The ground trembles as each hoof hits earth. Dash as they attack Wang's golden dragon of double happiness Chinese buffet. There's Big Wanda, face down, baptized by orange chicken. Sisters of the rotund table. Dodge, dwarfish Debbie's 48D broccoli beef missiles. Tammy Faye Baker, Olive Maybelline slathered on her cabeza, hides in one corner, calmly shoveling down mushu pork as if nothing odd is happening. He proposed. The dream continues. Bizarre food frenzy. Before long, the walls look like Pollock himself has blessed them. Flying saucers are everywhere, and a passing poodle got a wonton moo-moo. See sultry Sandra siphoning Singapore slings out of 7 surreal Studebakers. While Madam Wang's in the back room stuffing, it's easier to get forgiveness than permission into all the fortune cookies. Suddenly, I take an egg roll to the noggin. I wake up, disoriented, wobble to the fridge, ravenous for a snack. Arriving, I'm napalmed by ravioli. My every intention of dieting has been put to sleep. At last, my culinary nightmare is over. Good evening, Diet No. Thank you.
Yeah. Love it. Awesome job. We all love being on that trip with you, Dan.
Right. I don't know. If I stand up, I think there's an eclipse between my eyes and my feet.
So good, so good. And we have nothing but more laughter coming at you next. So please welcome to the stage Marine Corps veteran teacher. Woo!
Yeah! Semper Fi. Thank you for letting me tell a joke so close to Veterans Day. I'm a former Marine, so you know I enjoyed my VD and sharing it with all of you. This VD joke also works on February 14th. It's the joke that keeps on giving. I work in cybersecurity, so if you keep your Bluetooth on, thank you very much. You're helping for my next vacation. Yeah, I get paid enough that my wife says this set has to bomb. I need to go back to work tomorrow. We like going on vacation. I can't give up this cybersecurity job yet. So no laughing allowed. No laughing is allowed. You'll disappoint her if you laugh. And if you do that, I'll have nothing left to do for her. Disappointing her is my job. It's not my job to make her happy. Happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house. Yeah, that's bullshit. You know divorce rates, right? 50% of marriages show that they're happier without you. Those that had a good divorce, both low key win that one because they're both still making their ex happy. So I'm not trying to make my wife happy. She might figure out she's happier without me. So fellas, if you're married and your wife is happy, go ahead and send her boyfriend a thank you card. I have to thank Jason for that joke. He's my wife's friend that gave it to me. No. But I know my wife loves me. I know she loves me, and she thinks I'm funny. Well, she says I'm not funny, but I know she thinks I'm funny because every time I remind her how attractive and smart I am, she laughs at me. I know she loves me though. She got with me when I was in college, so she didn't get with me for my money. And look at me, she didn't get with me for my looks. It's pretty obvious why she got with me, right? Piss off her dad. And jokes on her, he liked me right away. He was a corpsman in the Navy, so she just brought home a Marine for him to play with. My wife is from a small town, and her grandma is even from an even smaller town. So when grandma finally meets me, the first thing she says when she sees me is, "Wow, Peter, you're awfully tan, aren't you?" Without skipping a beat, I say, "Grandma, it's not a tan, I'm Mexican." No, grandma liked me though. I know she liked me. And when she came to the wedding, and she saw avocados all on the counter, she leaned on the counter and she asked, "Peter, can you show me how your people make guacamole?" I was like, "I don't know, Grandma. I don't have a food handler's permit. It already comes with the tacos when they bring them out." My wife, she got us one of those 23andMe tests, right? Those DNA tests. And I found out I'm actually 45% white. Try explaining that to my mom. Try explaining that to my mom and dad's family, who both think Mexican. Someone was definitely lied to. I asked my friends if this meant my white privilege is going to be back paid. No, I mean, I've been white my whole life, I guess. Of course, all my white friends said it didn't work that way. But they assured me I had nothing to worry about from now on. They were right. They were right. A couple of days after I got the results, I got an email from Credit Karma telling me your credit score has increased by 45%. I shared that news with all my friends, and of course, all my white friends came back with a, "See, white privilege got you now, buddy. Welcome to the club." That's pretty cool, I guess. That's pretty cool, I guess. I like the better credit score that comes with being white, but I'm gonna really miss being able to white shame people. That was always fun. I guess I'm gonna need to tell Grandma that I really was just awfully tan. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Give it up for Peter. Awesome. Love those credit scores. Yes, amazing. So next up we have our final comedian of the show. So she is a Army vet, very funny woman, and she is out in Hawaii. So us and Sandy are actually jealous of somebody. So let's go ahead and bring Lindsay up to the stage.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'm from Dry Ridge, Kentucky.
Ain't nothing dry in Dry Ridge. Y'all, we are dripping in bacon grease, moonshine, gold, conspiracy theorists, and red hat supporters.
Lindsay.
Did you know, bless your heart isn't always a kind gesture at home? It's also code for you're dumb and may God have mercy on you. The Dry Ridge hit it really big with its super Walmart, outlet mall, and singular blinking yellow light. Going to that Walmart felt like a family reunion. My worst nightmare. Every 3 feet you'd hear, "Hey, how's your mom and them?" This town is so small, the population is 2,000 people. But thanks to COVID, and hey y'all, watch this. We're down to 1,572. Sorry. So after leaving my hometown, I realized I was different. I have all my teeth. I hate KFC. And I didn't marry my cousin. Just kidding. I love KFC. Nobody knows why it's so good. It's a Kentuckian secret, and we'll never share it with outsiders. But I'll give you a hint though. It involves the moonlight ritual, a shot of bourbon, and a virgin sacrifice to Colonel Sanders. Enough about that. Let's talk about some other things. Anyone here ever worked with somebody you hate? Just clap it up. So a few years ago, I'm on a conference call. I put myself on mute. I turn to my coworker and I say, I want to kill this guy. He is on my last nerve. So I did what every self-respecting woman does in this situation. I got even. I didn't murder him. No. Near him. So getting married this year meant that I was blending a family. So me, my new husband, 3 kids, 2 dogs, my ex-husband, and his Xbox. So me, new husband, ex-husband, and kids go out for dinner. Xbox stays home. And it's been 3 years since the divorce, and we still don't know who pays the dinner bill. So I notice we're getting all these crazy looks. I mean, I get it. They are fit. They drive. They own their own cars. They have great credit. They love kids. Don't live with their mom. Have most of their hair. And most importantly, have the lifetime privilege of serving me. I got brother husbands. However, for the record, I'm not a woman. I just like more men. I'll have kids. No? Yes? Okay. Yes. I have 3.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. They are 14, 12, and 11. And I shit you not, kids are like Pringles. Once you pop, that fun don't stop. Only chips and kids you can't eat. So it's kind of weird. Whatever. My 12-year-old daughter is super kind. She is smart. She is beautiful. But I gotta tell y'all, her mood swings are terrifying. I never know whether she is going to hug me, slap me, tell me in my sleep. I'm not joking. So help. People say that you need to beat your demons. My demons are my children. Not really sure. So, other things that are happening. I work for a staffing company and I posted a job. The title, visual interpreter. The job is supporting the blind, people who can't see. My favorite question I've gotten so far is, do I need sign language for this job? Yikes. They're hard. So in that moment, I'll fix vision it is possible, fixing stupid isn't. And I swear, y'all, I bless so many people a day. I should be a Southern Baptist preacher. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great night.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go, Lindsay.
Awesome.
Bless her heart.
True.
Oh my gosh. So that closes out our show for tonight. So I want to thank everybody, every one of you for coming. This means so much to all of our comics, all of our new comics, for having you here to support them and hear their laughs. Definitely check out ASAP's website for upcoming classes. We have virtual and in-person shows. It's open for a variety of military connected people, whether you're a veteran or a spouse or a dependent. So please check out the classes and consider joining for some of our other classes as well. We have storytelling, writing, all kinds of good stuff to just get connected and build community. So let's give it up one more time for all of our fresh new comics. If you have any quick shout outs you want to do over Zoom, please do that. And then students, comics, please stay on. And audience, thank you for coming. You're free to head out.